If sexual experiences were like trading cards, what would be your rarest card? I flocked to 40-year-old virgin. Don't recommend. Sex in a dugout. Actually had sex with a step-sibling. Passing a state trooper while in a very compromising situation. Then the lights. Middle of the night. Having sex with my GF, then hearing my sister yell from the hall. The last thing I want to hear is you two fucking. Waking up the rest of my family. A shower sex orgasm so intense she literally fainted. Late to reply, but I just want a_very_brave_ taco achievement. Cockblocked by a dog puking up a tampon on the bed. 7 years of marriage without sex. Was having sex while people were watching soccer in the other room. She came, I came, their team scored, everyone cheered. I think my collection consists of a single card that I picked up in the rain, but it turned out to be a knockoff. ERP for virtual currency in World of Warcraft. Basically an e-prostitute. Gave my boyfriend his first to completion blowjob, and he came so hard it almost came out my nose. Sex underneath the Hollywood sign. After they put the fence up. Came back from a night of heavy drinking with the GF, and apparently got busy. I don't remember the act. I just woke up to see 3 used condoms, and all the makeup she had been wearing was pressed into the wall. My GF at the time surprised me by tying me up, gagging me and put a dildo in my butt. It was the best nut I've ever had. Having sex with a very brave taco. Sex in a bounce house. Making prolonged eye contact with a girl. I was part of a foursome and came so many times I was weak-kneed for hours. I got very oversensitive towards the end and sat back to just watch. 2 out of the 4 of us hadn't come yet, so after I tapped out, I became what I call the sex referee. Need a condom? I got you. Where's the lube? I found it. All done? I brought water for everyone. It was awesome. Fucked on a hammock and no one fell off. Sex while scuba diving. Horrible flocking sex, but definitely a rare shiny card. A woman swallowing, maybe a pinky in the booty. My, release had exceptionally high pressure at the climax of my first handjob. It hit the wall more than 5 feet away. I'm pretty vanilla, so that's probably my only card that isn't from the starter deck. I have accidentally turned down more sex because I didn't correctly read the signs than anyone I know. The double nut. Gymnastic. Perks. Flexible. Can do complex things. 50-50 bet. Will introduce you to insane positions sometimes, if unprepared gives effect called confusion. Sex. Threesome on a Ferris wheel. I once fisted 2 people at once. I refer to it as my meat gloves experience. I wasn't even that into it sexually, just kind of happened and I thought it'd make a funny story later on. It's for threads like this that I regret turning down the opportunity to sleep with a man from Greenland. Raftalia is best girl. Got a blowjob in the middle of a field. Turns out I was sitting on an anthill. I started to get bitten so I jumped up, which surprised the girl who bit my dick and made it bled. She had braces __. Y'all out there having sex while I'm here. I'm not. Having sex. Sri, my flawed social life doesn't allow me to collect those cards. Getting a blowjob at work from an ex-escort that was able to take her teeth out. Driving down the highway in my old Chevy S10 with a 5 SPD Manuel and bench seat. GF at the time was wearing a skirt and horny as flock. She gets on top and goes to town while I'm driving. Semi-truck honked as we drove past cause she waved at him. Edit. Spelling. Sex in grandma's bed. Accidentally touching hands with a stranger. Finger bang 2 girls in a library, at the same time. Squirting my boyfriend's cream pie on his face. I call it the return to sender. Edit. Where are you, taco? GF stopped having sex with me because we did it for so long once that she developed orgasm migraines. Before you crack the joke that headaches are supposed to happen beforehand or that she was faking it. A. I already made that joke to her. B. You, supposed to fake the orgasm. Not the crippling migraine. Edit. Heads, to, headaches. I got told by a hot older woman, 39, me 29 at the time, that I had the pleasure of dating for a bit. You eat pussy like a lesbian. I am a man, and she was far more sexually adventurous than me, but I like to reconnect and try to get on her level. I also want that compliment recorded and notarized. It really meant a lot to me. Doing it at work, in a strip bar with my own husband posing as a customer, trying to not get caught doing it during a lap dance. Expected to get fired. Do experiences that happen in dreams count? I'm not proud, but it was probably meeting a girl on Tinder who ended up having an ankle bracelet who snorted a line in my front seat before we moved to the back seat. I also, unfortunately, had to drive her to get the line about 15 miles away. I was a somewhat extreme version of young, dumb, and full of cum. Had sex with a 21-year-old and a 40-year-old woman less than 24 hours apart. Fucking under a church. Edit. For those wondering. It was drainage tunnel for flash floods built under a Spanish mission dating to the late 1600s. The boss's daughter. Receiving oral stimulation while she's taking a poop. It's an alternative card to the Blumpkin Lotus. I won't even have a deck. Got a BJ in the college yearbook office, overlooking the campus. Also booty called a girl who drove over 100 miles to come hook up. She drove home the same night. Sex with a Zulu woman who wondered what it was like to flock a white man, the beneficiary of someone's sex tourism. Same thing, actually, also in Africa, with a Muslim girl who was allowed to travel for school, college, I should emphasize, trip and figured it was the only chance she was going to get. Fucking asexual. My boyfriend throwing up after eating me out. To be fair, it wasn't from any smell, just poor timing. I fingered my ex so well she couldn't think straight. No idea how that happened, but it was a good hour of her not paying attention to what I was saying and occasionally saying she still felt aftershocks. Fun times. Faking an orgasm as a man. Putting my whole hand into my ex-GF. Thanks to you, œTHE_very_brave_taco, we are all witnessing internet history. Gave head while watching Shrek the musical, slept with a guy who came so hard he started convulsing and twitching for a good couple minutes after. It'd be one of those two for sure. Get the unmarried pastor's daughter pregnant. Edit. It was the daughter who was unmarried. In hindsight, I can see how my sentence was unclear. Please stop making the same lame jokes about an unmarried pastor. Sex on acid. Threesome. Roadhead. Y'all have had some crazy lives. Blowy at the Grand Canyon Buick. Cowgirl while driving down the 405 or BJ on the bus from DC to NYC. My wife's V-card, there was only one, and I got it. Triple orifice. BJ, vaginal and anal, same woman, same night, 3 nuts. In law school, she was beautiful and sexy and loved doing everything. Sex in my office during work hours. Blowjob on a sidewalk during rush hour. Anal while she was on the phone with her mom. Handjob while sitting at the end of a bar. Fucking a literal billionaire's daughter on the deck of his yacht while he and his buddies were in the front bar eating the 7-course degustación I had just finished preparing. My ex had a brainstem glioma that went misdiagnosed as a minor seizure disorder. Every time I made her have an orgasm, she would have a grand mal seizure and go postictal for about 5 minutes. She insisted we keep having intercourse though, and as a paramedic, I never had a problem treating her during her downtime. Sex with a white MILF was 22. She bought me Chili's. Threesome with identical twins. Having 4 different women in my bed in 48 hours, including AFFF threesome that we ended in time for us to all go together to see the latest Star Wars film on opening night. BDSM threesome inside a church. Shish, don't tell anyone. Snuck in the Chancellor's ballroom at my university. Closed the curtains and went at it. I remember looking up from her for a brief moment and locking eyes with an oil painting of the Chancellor and his wife. Made a woman orgasm so many times she went temporarily blind. Put ping pong balls in my ex's pussy till she was filled up. She had a weird fetish of shooting them across the room this way. Then I flopped her in the ass until they all came out. We called it the Pez dispenser. Had sex with Telos using my DSIM. Hot tub sex, or sex up against a golf cart. œTHE_very_brave_taco is not the hero we deserve, but the hero we need in this thread. Having a threesome in a graveyard. Iodine monofluoride had a one-night stand with a foreign exchange student from France, in a college dorm room. My first time getting fingered in the ass. Had sex at least 100 times behind a local KFC with my GF with strict parents. Receiving 7 blowjobs in one showing of the 1989 Batman movie, 2 hours. All from the same girl, all to completion. She was a bit of a fiend. Edit. 1998 equals 1989 edit 2. My most upvoted comment is about my septuple blowjob. Yay? Having relations with a cake decorated to look like Mike Wazowski. FFF threesome plus made 2 girls orgasm at once. Prepare for trouble, make it double, sleep with 2 women in the same 24 hours and get pregnant scares from both. Threesome in the woods at a rave with 2 girls I had never met before. œTHE_very_brave_taco, you are the MVP of this post. Chipped my tooth. While going down on a chick, she bucked her hips and basically punched me in the mouth with her pelvis bone. Getting a blowy from an ex-GF, an escort now, while she was in a hospital bed with a kidney infection. I gave a former BF a blowjob on the edge of the Grand Canyon.